Hello, everybody. My name is Avni, and I welcome you all to yet another episode of Mind Matters. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is setting boundaries. We learn about why setting boundaries is essential and how it protects our emotional and mental well being. So, join us for yet another exciting episode today. So, let's try to understand what boundaries are. Boundaries are invisible lines that basically tell you what you're okay with and not okay with. They help us protect our time, energy, and also our emotional well being. Without them, you can feel like you're being drained out, taken advantage of, or even resentful. Now, let's get real. Why is it so hard for us to set these boundaries? I mean, it sounds simple, right? But many of us struggle to do it. Maybe it's because we don't want to upset others. Maybe we are afraid of being seen as rude or maybe even unhelpful. For some, it's the fear of rejection or even conflict with others. But here's the thing. When you don't set boundaries for yourself, you end up saying yes to everything that you don't have time for, and eventually you are the one who's going to suffer. So while it might feel uncomfortable in the beginning, it's important that you learn to take these steps step by step, one at a time, so that you are learning to protect your energy. Now, let's get to the next part. Why setting boundaries is so important. Like I mentioned previously, without setting boundaries, we can easily find ourselves feeling stressed, resentful, or even burnt out. Imagine trying to please everyone all the time, saying yes to every request, being available 24/7, or constantly putting others' needs before your own. It might work for a while, but eventually it's going to drain all of your energy out. Setting boundaries is about self-respect and self-care. It's about recognizing your own needs and prioritizing yourself before being there for others. When we protect our mental health, you are preventing yourself from getting anxious, stressed out, and maintaining your energy levels. Boundaries don't just protect our mental health, but also improve our relationships significantly. It might seem difficult, but setting boundaries actually strengthens our connection with others. How? Because when you are setting boundaries, you are setting clear expectations. When you communicate your limits, others know what to expect from you, which reduces your misunderstandings and even conflicts with them. It also allows you to show up more fully in your relationships because you are not exhausted or drained out. For example, if you tell a friend that you need some time after work to unwind and relax before you actually talk to them or meet them, they are able to respect your time. They are also able to acknowledge your presence more fully because they know that right now you're not exhausted. You have taken out your time and all the moments that you're spending with them are actually really valuable. In professional settings too, boundaries play a huge role. When you are drawing professional boundaries, you are creating a more respectful and productive work environment. When you set limits on your availability or workload, it encourages a culture of respect and balance, which ultimately benefits everybody. For example, when you set boundaries at your workplace, deciding how much workload you want to take, when you want to be available for your work, etc., you are giving yourself time to be available and not available. So how can you start setting boundaries? Here are some tips that you can start following. Tip number 1, identify your limits. Take some time to think about what you're comfortable with in different areas of your life. It could be your personal time, work, relationships, and so on. Knowing your limits in each of these areas is the first step in setting boundaries. Step number 2, be honest, not harsh. When setting a boundary, be clear and honest, but also kind. For example, instead of saying, I can't deal with this right now, you could say, I'm really busy today. Can we talk about this tomorrow? Step number 3, practice saying no. This might be the hardest part, but it's also the most important. Remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to always justify or explain yourself or apologize for saying no. Tip number 4, give yourself permission to be compassionate to yourself. It's okay to put your needs first. Setting boundaries is not about being selfish, but rather think of it as self-care. You deserve to protect your mental health and there is no need to feel guilty about it. Lastly and most importantly, consistency. Once you've set a boundary, stick to it. It might be challenging at first, but consistency is the key to making it work. All I would like to tell you is setting boundaries is a powerful way to protect yourself and improve your relationships. It allows you to take control of your life, reduce stress, and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So take a moment and draw your boundaries. It is a small step that can make a big difference. Thank you for tuning into Mind Matters for our episode today. I hope you found this discussion helpful, and if you did, please share it with somebody who might benefit from it. Until next time, take care of your mind and don't forget to set those boundaries.